Good morning. My name is Cecile Ghanem, and I'm here to present what is a data warehouse and why is it important to a business. Before we discuss what is data warehouse, we should dive into what is a data lake. A data lake is a place to store structured and unstructured data to clean it and organize it later. This data could be processed or non-processed data. It could be clean or not clean data. While data warehouse is known as a single source of truth because businesses store their highest quality data in the data warehouse. So that's why they call it the single source of truth. And in data warehouse, we store structured, clean, processed, and unified data. How does data warehouse work? Data warehouse uses extract, transform, load tools, which takes raw data, transfers it into high quality data, optimized for analytics. Extract is where the data is pulled from various sources. Load is where the data is loaded into the data warehouse, and transform is where the data is transformed within the warehouses for analysis. That is what is extract, transform, load tools, ETL, known as ETL tools. Data warehouse has multiple features. It's subject oriented, subject-related, which means the data contains doesn't contain all the public or the company's data, but it contains the subject that matters. Integrated is where the business have a common standards for naming. Like for example, when an employee finished a file, he will name it final, but it could be revised and will work on it again. So he name it final, then really final. Data warehouse fix this issue by having common standards in naming, which will allow the data warehouse to pick the highest quality data. A data warehouse is also feature is time variant, which means the data warehouse contains historical data of the business, which means that it will be helpful for the business in decision making and strategic planning. Uh, Data warehouse, the fourth feature is also non-volatile, which means that data flows into the data warehouse as it is and cannot be changed or deleted. Summarize means that data cannot be aggregated or segmented for analysis and reporting. There are three types of enterprise data warehouse. The first type is on-site enterprise data warehouse, where an enterprise builds its own data warehouse on-site. This will give the enterprise a high level of control. It will leverage the local network speed and avoid bandwidth challenge when connecting to the cloud. It have a high availability because it's always around, and strict governance and regulatory compliance because the enterprise will have a full high control of the data warehouse. A second type is in cloud enterprise data warehouse, which will free resources for the enterprise to focus on its another tasks instead of maintaining the data warehouse. It have a high availability of scaling because you do rent the servers in the data warehouse and have automatic upgrades. Third type is a hybrid enterprise data warehouse, which will allow the business to have a backup scenario and damage control scenarios because you only have two data warehouse you are have high capability of uh, having a backup scenarios and two damage control scenarios, and it allows the enterprise to explore new use cases. For example, if I have historical data, and this historical data will keep it in the cloud, but if I have a data that have a daily tasks on it, it will be still better to be kept on the on-site uh, enterprise to not face any problems with network and connectivity. Why is it important to a business? The data warehouse is important to business because it allows the business to analyze the data and derive meaningful insights from it. It ensures consistency and accuracy by providing a single source of truth. Stores historical data is helpful to analyze trends, which is helpful in decision making and strategic planning. It separates analytical from transactional processing, which will improve the performance of the enterprise. What are the difference between a data warehouse and a transaction database? Is optimized for transaction processing, real-time operations, schema on write, while data warehouse is optimized for analytical querying, batch processing, and schema on read. What are the use cases for data warehousing? For example, if we have a retail industry enterprise, it will analyze the customer trends and behavior and purchase patterns. It will optimize the inventory management and supply chain. For example, for another enterprise that working in finance industry, it will be helpful to analyze the risks and detect frauds as you have more historical data, which will allow you to have a high level of classification of analysis and fraud detection and frauds. And it also will help in regulatory compliance and reporting to the system. Thank you for listening.